it's Kathy, and welcome back to another Sunday Praise. I'm so sorry I didn't get one up last week, but I've been really sick. And I back this week. I'm better. I'll say I'm better. I'm not completely there yet, but I'm on my way. And so today, I want to start a new series in Genesis, and we're going to talk about creation. And this is from the very beginning, Genesis chapter 1. So we're going to go back to the beginning of all things and talk about the creation of all things. If we turn to Genesis chapter 1, we see that it contains the story of the creation of the world and the beginning of time as we know it. Reading through this chapter, the first character we encounter is God Himself. This being the case, we need to ask ourselves, who is God? Who is God? Well, the answer is He's the creator of the universe. Do you ever think about the universe and how massive it is? We think we're so important, we're all that, but we're just a speck on a speck in a massive universe. Um, this universe that seems to have no end. And when we look at things that way, we see how insignificant we are. But God still cares about each one of us. He cares what happens to us, and He wants us to know Him. And then we see that God not only created the universe, but He Himself is all powerful, holy, eternal, and full of love. Three beings share the nature of God: God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. All were present at the creation of the world. The other two characters that we're going to encounter today in this chapter are the man and the woman. The events of Genesis 1 took place literally everywhere. Literally everywhere. This chapter describes God making the entire universe with particular attention to planet Earth. So let's begin by reading the first two verses. I'm sure they're familiar to all of you. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was over the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. Genesis 1 explains how God created the world in 6 days. These first two verses describe the world before God started His creative work. Everything was darkness, and we are told that God's Spirit was hovering over the face of the waters. Verses 3 to 5. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw that the light was good. And God separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness He called night. And there was evening and there was morning the first day. So now we're looking at the first day of creation. And God created light by speaking it into being. God called the light day, and the darkness He called night. Verses 6 to 8. And God said, "Let there be an expanse in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters." And God made the expanse and separated the waters that were under the expanse from the waters that were above the expanse. And it was so. And God called the expanse heaven. And there was evening and there was morning the second day. So on the second day, God created an expanse to separate the waters, the water on the earth and the water in the sky that we see as clouds. And God called this heavens, or we call it sky. Verses 9 to 13. And God said, "Let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. God called the dry land earth, and the waters that were gathered together He called seas. And God saw that was good. And God said, "Let the earth sprout vegetation, plants yielding seed, and fruit trees bearing fruit, in which is their seed, each according to its own kind, on the earth. And it was so. The earth brought forth vegetation, plants yielding seed according to their own kinds, and trees bearing fruit, in which is their seed, each according to its kind. And God saw that was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the third day. So God created dry land called earth and separated it from the waters that he called seas. Next, he made vegetation to grow on the earth. Verses 14 to 19. And God said, "Let there be lights in the expanse of the heavens to separate the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years, and let them be lights in the expanse of the heavens to give light upon the earth." And it was so. And God made the two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night, and the stars. And God set them in the expanse of the heavens to give light on the earth, to rule over the day and over the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw that was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the fourth day. On day 4, God created the sun, moon, stars, planets, and he put them in the heavens. And I love on a clear summer night to go outside, look up, see the stars, see the moon, see the planets, and it's so beautiful. And God gave us that reflected light from the sun to shine on us, to give us light during the night. And he created them that humans use the movement of the planets and the stars and the moon and sun to count time. If you think about it, time is just an awesome concept, and I don't see how anybody but an awesome God could create time. But we use those things to mark days and seasons and years. Let's read verses 20 to 23. And God said, "Let the waters swarm with swarms of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the expanse of the heavens." So God created the great sea creatures and every living creature that moves, with which the waters swarm, according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that was good. And God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let birds multiply on the earth." And there was evening, and there was morning, the fifth day. God created sea life and birds, and then he tells them to multiply and fill the waters and the air. And let's finish this chapter with verses 24 to 31. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth living creatures according to their kinds, livestock and creeping things, and beasts of the earth according to their kinds." And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth according to their kinds, and the livestock according to their kinds, and everything that creeps on the ground according to its kind. And God saw that was good. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him. Male and female he created them. And God blessed them. And God said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over every living thing that moves on the earth." And God said, "Behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the face of all the earth, and every tree with seed in its fruit. You shall have them for food. And to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the heavens, and to everything that creeps on the earth, everything that has the breath of life, I have given every green plant for food." And it was so. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. So the sixth day, God created the animals that live on dry land, Then he created man in his own image, and he gave man dominion over all the other created beings. After looking over all he had created, God said that was all very good. Now let's think about this. Could a world as complex as ours really be created in 6 days? Is that possible? Well, many people, in fact, I think the majority of people today would say, no, that's not possible. But I believe the Bible, and I believe it happened just as it says here. A world as complex and beautiful as ours is undoubtedly a feat of astounding creativity, and it could not have been produced by anything but an incredible designer. So look around you, and your admiration for God and His creativity will grow. God is unimaginably powerful, and He is the origin of all creativity and beauty. We'll continue on next week with Genesis chapter 2. So, thanks for watching. I'm going to put some key points at you uh, to look at and think about. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you next week.